Pro Wrestling Report presents the Shenanigans Beach Party, hosted by Big Sexy Kevin Nash and Sean X-Pac Waltman. Join us at one of the best clubs on South Beach, Ocean's 10, located at 960 Ocean Drive, on Friday, March 30th, starting at 7 p.m. The Shenanigans Beach Party will feature appearances by Billy Gunn, TNA TV champion Robbie E., former WWE Tag Team champions The Headbangers, Shane Hurricane Helms, along with others. Tickets for the biggest wrestling party ever are on sale now at PWRshow.com and start at just $15. The following is a presentation of the Pro Wrestling Report. Informative, entertaining, and real since 1998.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to PWR Ask the Booker. Yes, it is Ask the Booker. While it may look like Be the Booker, with the gimmick here.
Is this my show again? I got two shows now, Be and Ask.
Maybe you'll get some close-ups this week. In this episode, what we do is we answer one of your questions. And this week's question is interesting enough that we figured it was time to bring out the gimmick, the whiteboard.
This is not a gimmick. This is the whiteboard.
You are a gimmick. The question this week comes to us from Adam Morgan from Vidor, Texas. Is that anywhere near Amarillo?
It's up the road.
Beaumont?
Yes.
Question. Listen carefully, David Hero, because we'll need this. That's why the interns prepared it for you. The build-up to WrestleMania starting to look as if they were going to do a full-on Attitude Era versus Reality Era, with The Rock versus Cena, Undertaker versus Triple H, and the rumor of Goldust versus Cody Rhodes. Only the world title match isn't following suit with Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan. Since this question submitted, of course, we found out that it would be Cody Rhodes and Big Show. If you were to book an Attitude Era versus Reality Era themed WrestleMania card, dismissing the current one, what would that perfect card be? This is a pretty detailed question as far as the answer that you have to give. I'd love to see you jot down the matches here on this here whiteboard as we break it in and share with everyone what that card would be. The Reality Era of WrestleMania versus the Attitude Era of WrestleMania. And feel free to, if you need to, use endorsed talents in your descriptions.
Well, you know, if you're going to do this WrestleMania, I can't include everybody because it would take up 2 or 3 whiteboards. So let's just go with some of the main Attitude Era stars and who they would pair themselves up with from the Reality Era. Should I start with the main event or do the undercard first?
Undercard, work your way up. Build anticipation.
If I'm doing the undercard,
and you are right.
Attitude against Reality. You got to start off with I'll start over here. Reality. Cody Rhodes,
the Intercontinental Champion.
And I would pair him up with a guy that I think can help benefit Cody Rhodes, establish him the wrestling god.
Really?
JBL versus Cody Rhodes.
I like that.
Absolutely.
I like that a lot.
You know, because you got the old school brawler against the new school brawler, kind of. And I think those two guys could have a tremendous match. Could be a lot of fun.
Is Cody a shy caller too?
Absolutely, he is.
Great matchup. What next?
Well, let me go to my notes here.
Really? Again? Really? You know you can get ink poisoning from that. When you were a kid, did you do the Elmer's glue trick too? Pull your hands apart, pick it apart?
You got to figure undercard. We're still undercard. Dolph Ziggler definitely deserves his spot at WrestleMania.
And I deserve my props because he's starting with 2 endorsed talents, Cody and Dolphy.
And then you got the Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle.
Oh my, what a match.
You got 2 tremendous athletes, natural athletes that can definitely go. This could easily be 30, 45 minutes, even an hour-long draw.
Wow.
This one I would probably make an Iron Man match because both guys are just that good.
Damn.
Yes.
That's tremendous. What next?
Now we get into a little more of the meat of the pay-per-view. You need a little bit of Gaga, funny ha-ha, something interesting.
So Lady Gaga singing the national anthem at this WrestleMania?
Not at all. You got to go with The Miz.
Ladies and gentlemen, yet another endorsed talent.
Well, because I know that
you know where the bread is buttered.
You're giving me a new segment. I got to make you happy. It's in my contract. And then, of course, the Nature Boy Ric Flair and the Miz.
Really?
Absolutely.
Please explain that to me.
Ric Flair is a wrestler's wrestler. The Miz is a reality show guy that got into wrestling. I think both styles are similar, but yet so different. And I think that Ric Flair will teach The Miz what it's like to truly be a headlining main eventer. I just think the contrast in styles would be way too cool.
Hell, I love it. That's great. I like where you're going with this.
Well, I like where I'm going with this too. Now we got to go into some of the championship matches. And we got Daniel Bryan Danielson.
DBD.
Against the other guy with 3 initials, his mentor, his teacher, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
Sweet man.
Now these two.
Wow. You talk about Punk and Bryan. This match, and let's not forget who
versus
trained.
the student.
Wow.
Yes. I really think that those two could steal the show. And what better way to establish Daniel Bryan Danielson than to have him go into a WrestleMania match with Mr. WrestleMania himself, Shawn Michaels. Now we're getting closer to the top of the card.
Man almighty.
We're getting closer to the top of the card. Now we got CM Punk.
Who?
Right? CM Punk.
Oh, they got the mic?
The Pipe Bomb Kid, CM Punk.
Oh, I know. You're going to have him go up against the Pope, aren't you? Or Elijah Burke?
No. Attitude. He's going to be going up against the man himself, 316. That's the guy he wants.
Oh, my.
It's the match people have been asking for. They've been wanting it. They think those two guys could cut some great promos.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe Chris Brown will be the special guest referee and the Pope can be in somebody's, well, forget the Pope. So here's where we're at so far. Now you have to have your gimmick match. And this may not really count as attitude versus reality, but everyone keeps saying The Undertaker. Well, who would Undertaker wrestle? Well, there's only one guy left, okay?
Who that?
Well, originally I would pick John Cena, but John Cena is going to be stuck with The Rock down here. Because,
Cena's attitude? Yeah, I guess so.
You know, well, you know what I mean.
Well, no, that match is happening. You can't use that.
I can't? Of course I could.
All right.
Because
make the rules up as you go.
Well, it's my show.
The worst mistake I made in 2012 was telling him this is his show.
With everyone being used up, if this is Taker's last WrestleMania, there's only one guy he can have that match with.
Who that?
And that is the guy that started the whole streak, the guy that believed in him, Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Of course, we know Taker's going to win every WrestleMania match, so let him put it in there with the guy that created his own Frankenstein, Vince McMahon.
Frankenstein?
Now, if you want, we can swap out and put Cena in here with Taker, which I think would be a fantastic match. I would love to see Undertaker versus Cena. I think that would definitely mean as much to the wrestling fans as it would for Cena versus Rock. What are you doing now?
Well, I think it's fitting that, you know, I whip out the UK version of the endorsed T-shirt, because I want to point out that you are subconsciously endorsing me. Because in your Attitude Era versus Reality Era WrestleMania card, you would take the endorsed Cody Rhodes versus the endorsed Dolph Ziggler versus the endorsed Miz, or along with the endorsed Miz, and you would also take people who would be endorsed if they were still active, including JBL and probably Stone Cold. Look at all these endorsed talents on the card. How many Super Friends are on here? 1, 2, temporary, 3. You don't have, oh yeah, temporary, 4, stolen, 5. That's mine.
I have CM Punk.
You do not have CM
We traded for
Punk.
him.
Read the episode. Watch the episode. Are you, is it, no, you don't. No.
I thought I had him. So that leaves, if you put John Cena here, that leaves nobody left for The Rock. And why is that? Because there's nobody still at The Rock's level to main event WrestleMania with.
What a card, and what a question coming from down in Texas. We want to appreciate, or thank you for that email submission. You can, ink poisoning, you can submit your questions as well to us, atb@pwrshow.com, atb@pwrshow.com. Coming up tomorrow, it's a brand new episode of the Pro Wrestling Report, new added episode on Wednesdays, PWR Profile. Last week we took a look at Dolph Ziggler Tomorrow we'll take a look at the chosen one, Drew McIntyre. For David Harrell, Damian Nelson saying thank you for joining us for Ask the Booker. Tune in next week where the question may be yours.